Greetings, my name is Zoleka Swartbooi. So today I'll be talking about anxiety. Firstly, let's try and understand what anxiety is. The website defines anxiety as a feeling of fear. Personally, I would define anxiety as a mixture of emotions such as fear, worrying to such a point whereby your brain cannot handle the emotions that you're feeling. It is a state of being overwhelmed by your emotions. You literally don't know whether to be scared, to be worried, or what, you don't know what to do or what to expect. And this ends up affecting your day-to-day activities, which essentially starts affecting your life, and then the person ends up being at a state whereby they are unease, and it's like your central nervous system experiences a jam or like a glitch or something like that. So that's how I would explain what anxiety is to a person who doesn't understand the term. How I think anxiety affects one's surrounding. Well, as I said that it's like there's a jam in the stimuli within your central nervous system. So for a person to be able to function effectively in a certain context, they have to be in tune with their surroundings. They basically have to be in sync with their surroundings. Thus, when a person experiences anxiety, they turn to be overwhelmed by certain surroundings, especially crowded places. They turn to be disconnected to people that they love emotionally, especially. They turn to not being able to react or act appropriately in certain things. And as I said, they are quite overwhelmed by crowds or like a group of people. And this results to them isolating themselves. Therefore, people within their surroundings would quite think that the person is changing or something like that, and they end up not understanding what's really going on with the person. Have I ever experienced anxiety? Heavy question. Well, I think that at some point in life, everybody experiences anxiety. However, I think the difference is the severity of anxiety. I think there is minor anxiety and then there is severe anxiety. So personally, I think severe anxiety is when a person ends up having to take medication and stuff like that. And I think minor anxiety is when you just decide, you know what, I'm just going to isolate myself this week, try and solve out my emotions and try and understand my emotions. And then after that, I'll be back on track with regards to my day-to-day activities, back on track with regards to how you interact with people and your friends and family. So to answer the question, yes, I have experienced anxiety, and during that period I felt like being with people, being around people was just too much for me. Having a conversation with any human being felt like a 9 to 5 job, and I am an extrovert, so I felt like people would never understand me telling them that, you know what, I actually feel like I have anxiety, or I actually think I'm experiencing anxiety or whatsoever. I felt like the word anxiety was also a big word to use within my community, so I think we were going to have difficulties with people that I was going to explain to that I actually think I have anxiety. I felt like they were not going to understand what I'm saying or where I'm coming from or why I'm even experiencing those emotions that I'm experiencing during that time. Personally, I just felt like isolating myself and just being by myself and dealing with those emotions. So the follow-up question to that question is, how did I then overcome those emotions? How did I overcome anxiety? I feel like the minute I began opening up to others, which is my family and my friends, I then noticed that it was not much of a big deal not to open up to people. I just assumed that people were not going to understand me. So when I opened up, I noticed that I wasn't the only person who's going through that, especially within my circle of friends, because we all in the health science faculty. So academics affected our emotions, personal challenges also affect our personal, our emotions. Sorry. So during that period, I wasn't the only person who was experiencing anxiety, but also other people surrounding me also had anxiety. And I then began to understand that I should not downplay my emotions. I then started doing breathing exercises. I started going to gym. I started eating differently. I started going to church more frequently, home style. I played music softly. I can't function in loud settings, so I played music softly. And then, fortunately for me, I was not experiencing intense or like severe anxiety. Therefore, I didn't have to like take medication whatsoever. But then I started considering going to therapy. So yeah, this whole information that I just shared right now is just based on my own understanding with the term anxiety and my experience with anxiety, and I really hope it helps somebody out there. Thank you.